I come in, sir?
Please come in.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
Please sit down. Abhinav, have you heard of Saroj Sivach?
Yes, sir. I've heard of Saroj Sivaj.
Who is she?
So she is a former IAS officer, and she's also the daughter of Chaudhry Bansilal, the former Chief Minister of the state of Haryana.
Okay, you are no relation.
No, sir.
No.
I'm not related to
All
her.
right, okay. Now you have a very interesting thing written in your hobbies, analyzing performance of Bollywood movies.
Yes, sir.
Analyzing performance. Can you explain to us how do you analyze? Bollywood will be very happy to have your services.
Sir. Sir, though there are various measures and metrics available to analyze the performance of the movie, the one that I use is to gauge the success of the movie using the collections, the box office collections that the movie has garnered.
That's the most obvious thing. That's the first thing.
So-
In fact, from day one, today the movie was released and today the sale was 200 crores.
Yes, sir.
So that's the most obvious thing. So what is your analysis? How do you analyze?
Sir, I look at various factors, sir. I look at collections on day one and the lifetime collection, sir. And then I see, sir, how the word of mouth has played in, how the buzz that has been created by the audience or by the review that people have given of the movie, how that has worked. Or if things have worked the other way, like there has been a bumper opening on the first day, but subsequently the movie has not done well. So I look at these factors, sir.
So if you were to advise the Bollywood industry, what will be your advice? What kind of film they should avoid and what kind of film they should go for?
Sir, it is a very subjective thing. There are different people. People have different choices and likings. Sir, the basic thing that Bollywood should take care of is that the character that they're portraying through the movie, that should be in sync with the individual who is portraying the character. Secondly, sir, the story should be something which should titillate the masses and engage them and make them come to the theater. Third, sir, the overall other factors such as the screenplay, direction, the dialogue delivery, lyrics, song, etc., they should also be in sync. And fourth, sir, the most important factor would be that the marketing or the distribution strategy of the producer as well as the director should be such that it should reach all the screens. Even if it doesn't reach all the screens, it should reach the screens where the director is targeting the target audience. For instance, if a director is making movie which people from the metros can resonate, then the production and direction team should ensure that it reaches at least the metros and it reaches all the screens in the metros. And similarly for other cities or other towns as per the story of the movie.
Were you there at the function in the India International Center 2 days ago?
No, sir. The junior batch was there, sir. The junior batch was there. Yes, sir.
So what were you doing? Why didn't you? It was your function.
Yes, sir. Sir, I am currently undergoing revenue attachment, sir, with South Delhi district. So I was there in the district, sir, on Saturday.
Do you have a batchmate called Jagdish Pandey? Is he your batchmate?
Sorry, sir.
Your batch, junior or senior? No?
Sir, he's not my senior. He must be my junior. The junior batch has come just a week ago, so I'm not familiar.
No. He joined a year or 2 years ago. So must be one batch senior.
Yes,
all
sir.
right, okay.
Okay, Abhinav, now I have noticed that even though you are an engineer, you took sociology as your subject. So how is the knowledge of sociology going to be helpful if you get a career in the Indian Administrative Service, for instance?
Sir, it will be really helpful on multiple fronts. Firstly, sir, with respect to execution or implementation of policies or schemes, there are various factors which sociology teaches us. For instance, sir, in villages or in cities, various units such as caste, kinship, family, they play a very important role in actually making the schemes a success or failure. So sociology would enable me to look at these factors and see how people are receiving or how people are apprehensive of the schemes. Secondly, sir, sociology would also teach me that there can be cultural lag at times. So there may be difference between what we tend to have and what the society perceives it to be. And in the times of lag, there may be anomaly. For instance, sir, though we've banned prenatal sex determination, but still, even in Delhi, in the outer areas of Delhi, particularly Southwest District, North District, Northwest District, or in states of Haryana, outer states of Haryana, there are such ultrasound machines, clinics operating. So this is a clear-cut example of cultural lag that is taking place. So these are some of the things which sociology would help me.
Has caste become entrenched in India?
Sir, there are multiple views on it. It is losing its stronghold over the Indian society. Caste is weakening, and this can be seen from the various institutions it operates across. For instance, sir, marriages now marriages are no longer restricted to the same caste or to the same gotra. There are change in preferences over here. So with respect to elections also, it has been seen that caste vote bank politics or caste based politics is seeing some change. So with respect to occupation employment also, caste based employment is weakening, and people from different castes, they are having upward social mobility. So sir, there has been change, and it is not entrenched, rather it is losing its stronghold.
What can we do to end this so-called divisions on the basis of caste?
So firstly would be to ensure that there is upward social mobility for all individuals across all the castes, which would be ensured only by ensuring that human capital development takes place. There is
But then you are going to be using the caste as the basis, because the upward social mobility would be for the backward castes. So then again you are using caste as the metric for getting rid of caste.
Sir, I beg to differ here. Sir, human capital development can take place irrespective of caste also. It can be ensured through ensuring that education, health and skilling, they can be done irrespective of all the castes. So that can take place. Second, sir, attitudinal changes need to be done, which can be done by having role models from different castes. Now here caste is becoming one of the parameters, but sir, in human capital development, caste would not be one of the parameters to ensure social mobility.
Last question, I'll take you to international affairs. Why did President Putin call his operation in Ukraine a special military operation?
Sir, yes sir, there are different...
He didn't call it a war.
Yes sir.
He didn't call it an invasion.
Yes sir.
Why did he call it a special military operation?
Sorry sir, I'm not very clear about the facts. I can only give I cannot give a very clear answer on this, sir.
Okay. When did the war begin?
Sir, 2014.
That was the annexation of Crimea.
Yes, sir.
But I'm talking about when his soldiers...
Sir,
marched into
2022.
Kiev. When?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of the exact...
What have been the consequences of the Russia-Ukraine war for the world economy?
Sir, there has been a supply side crisis which has been triggered. Sir, recently, just after the war began, we saw that there was inflation, and this was brought up by the UN Food Price Index, which was around 159 in June 2022. Secondly, sir, there have also been geopolitical tensions apart from the economic crisis, and these were also reflected at the recent G20 summit that we had in Indonesia. And sir, because Ukraine and Russia, they are major suppliers of wheat as well as oil seeds, so there was a uptick in the prices also that we saw.
So just two brief questions on your subjects. You have done mathematics. Any idea about what is Vedic mathematics, and how do you think, if you know what it is, do you think it can have some sort of a revolutionary effect if taught in schools?
Ma'am, I had mathematics in class 10th and 12th.
You have no clue about what is Vedic mathematics?
I have clue, ma'am, but I don't think I'll be able to appropriately answer the question.
Okay. So the second is your communications, the technology communications that you have done. It's a very important tool in the services that you're going to do, because the correct communication leads to the correct decisions and implementation. So what do you think that you have learned here in terms of technology, which you would like to take it to the next grade? I'm talking of what has already happened beyond that. I'm talking about 5 to 10 years from now. What do you foresee the role, and what type of technology do you think will be their future for implementing or achieving our goals?
I'm answering the first part of the question regarding the role of technology in the coming 5-10 years. I believe that, ma'am, with respect to administration, it will increase the efficiency with which files are moved across various departments, various offices. Secondly, it also has the potential to increase the ease of doing business for corporates, as well as the ease with which service is provided to citizens. Ma'am, now with respect to economy also, technology would play an important role in ensuring that the cost for various corporations, business, that is reduced. It'll also ensure that there is faster relay of information between different service providers or between different entities in the supply chain. That will reduce the cost for companies. Ma'am, with respect to citizens and the society at large, I think there will be more sharing of information. The social cohesion between individuals may increase in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm answering the second part with respect to what kind of technology would be there. I believe that we've worked on 5G and the latency is reduced to 10 milliseconds, speed has increased to around 400 Mbps. So there can be improvements of this which may be 6G or 7G. Ma'am, also another technology that is coming up is Li-Fi, light fidelity. So that will also increase the speed of transmission. And ma'am, thirdly, artificial intelligence, machine learning, they'll also play a handy role, not only in industrial activities, manufacturing activities, but also certain part of the work in private corporations or in government offices, they can also be automated using them.
So now I come to the flip side of it, which is related to this question. The more we interact digitally and the more we interact through communication of technology, the interpersonal, the human touch is moving out, and there are customers who just go to the call center. I mean, they're automatically connected to the call center, and the redressal is not always there. What do you think would be the solution for that? Because in a country like India, even though they're very handy with mobile and they can connect, but the problem is not answered because some machine is answering their questions. How do you handle that?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am, there is this iron cage of rationality which Max Weber had also talked about, that the human touch or the empathy is missing in these operations. As science is advancing, maybe ma'am, we can have some emotional intelligence also developed in these machines or in the bots that chat with humans, so that the interaction becomes more human like. Secondly, ma'am, if that is not possible, then what can be done is that if there are trivial issues or if there are issues which can be dealt by the bot, they should be dealt by the bot. But if there are issues which the bot or which the entity feels need to be dealt by a human, then they can be escalated to the particular customer executive or the particular person who is dealing with those issues. So there can be a two-layered approach for this.
It's very interesting that you mentioned here that this financial analyst, the chartered financial analyst, this course that you have done, and later on you write completed commercial due diligence training. Due diligence is a legal term as well as the finance, business and economics that is also there. In America, much less in the legal parlance and more in the business parlance we hear due diligence. So did you have any kind of ambition earlier to become a financial analyst or to become a stockbroker or to dabble your hand in any activities that relates to finance?
Sir, I've already done that, sir. After doing MBA from IIM Calcutta, sir, I wanted to work in two sectors.
So actually, many people think, for example, many role models are there. People so quickly become famous, rich. I don't want to name only Jhunjhunuwala, but then there are so many of them. So why did you lost interest in that area?
Sir, I did not lose interest in that. I found that, sir, the civil services would allow me the opportunity to work in a more multifarious way across various sectors, sir, not just limited to particular sectors, and across various streams of various work streams also, right from policy execution as an SDM or a DM.
Coming back to the due diligence, did you do due diligence before deciding that the finance would be your area of activity, and then again probably the due diligence led you to the civil services?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did this course, sir, at IIM Calcutta. Then, sir, I worked in the finance field, and then, sir, I did due diligence and found out that civil services would be where I would want to work. And, sir, in my limited experience as a Naib Tehsildar and now, sir, as a probationer in the Danik service, I feel that
this skill will certainly help you at the various levels of the profession, but could possibly your due diligence can put you on another path.
Yes, sir.
That is away from civil services?
That yes sir, there are opportunities available in the financial sector also, but sir, from the limited experience and from what I have seen, I believe that having due diligence, doing this with the government would be much more enabling for me, would add much more to my personal growth, because sir, I've seen senior officials, they are doing offloading of LIC, they are doing offloading.
If you were to start your college all over again or your education all over again, would you still go for the financial analysis, due diligence, MBA?
Yes sir, yes sir, that has certainly added to my skill set and capabilities, and yes sir, I would certainly do that again.
Yes, indeed it has, of
Yes,
course.
sir.
We do appreciate that, except for that the due diligence possibly could put you on another path. That is the one thing that will always linger. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you sir.
Abhinav, I think you are an excellent candidate. Articulation was outstanding. Your confidence was very infectious. We could see it come through. I think because you already are in a government job and you are just trying to upgrade. You did not open your last button.
Yes sir.
And that's why your suit is looking very oddly shaped.
Yes
and
sir,
all
sir,
that.
my
So-
belt was not really appropriate for the occasion, so I didn't open
Oh,
this.
okay. So I
Otherwise sir, I
hope,
would have
at
opened
the
both.
final
Otherwise,
this thing.
just wear the top button and take it off when you're sitting down.
Sir, okay, just this one sir. Okay, sure.
Otherwise, I think you are quite well prepared. I thought on the Russia-Ukraine,
Yes,
since
sir.
it was such a hot topic,
Yes, sir,
and
yes,
I
sir.
gave you a really
Yes, sir.
softball question.
Yes, sir.
I thought you should have been better prepared. That why did President Putin call it a special military operation, etc. But on the whole, I think you are a very good candidate. And how well have you done your mains this time?
Sir, better than that time. So that time, so I had 213 in sociology, which was a very poor score, sir. That was less than even the average. The average was 250. I could have got into the IS with that
And your
score.
interview score?
Sir, 193.
See,
Wonderful.
190. Yeah, so I think you should score in the same level this time because, as I said,
When
you're a
is
very
your
presentable
interview?
Sir,
candidate.
9th March.
Then I'll pass you on to
March, a
Mr.
long
Chairman.
time. Yeah, Abhinav, you come out very, very, very bright and very alert. Except when you were answering questions of Madam, you became very serious and uncomfortable. I don't know why, because the rest, all the others you answered very cheerfully. So although her questions were not very complicated, but suddenly it made you very gambhir. I don't know why. You will see that CD, all right. And otherwise, you're perfect. There are two things which you advise everybody. One, of course, is about this: when you come in, you should be only wearing the top button,
Sir.
all right. And when you're sitting down, as discreetly as possible, you open the button. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Secondly, the two things which we advise everyone, and we'll advise you too. Most questions are asked from your DAF.
Sir.
You never go beyond it. I asked Bollywood movies or whatever anybody asked was all from here only. Yes. So master your DAF.
Sir.
Okay, and master means that sit down with a couple of friends, make it an intellectual exercise. How many questions can you cull out from here?
Sir.
Every word that you've written can have 4 or 5 possible questions going in different directions. The more you can identify yourself, the more you will be prepared.
Sir.
Okay.
Sir.
And secondly, news and current affairs. What newspapers are you reading?
Sir, Indian Express.
Please add Hindu also together. That makes a good combination. And write a diary every. You have a long time. 5 items every day.
Sir.
And read the newspaper like a textbook, not casually as we normally do. As a textbook, write down 1 item, 1 page dedicated. Keep on expanding, updating that page as you go along. And of course, don't forget
Yes,
to
sir.
shave.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
You are already in service.
Yes, sir.
You should have shaved today.
Sir, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any question?
Yes, sir. Sir, on questions, sir and ma'am, on questions where I know the answer, but I'm not very confident, such as, sir, why is it called a special military operation or Vedic mathematics? Should I speak or should I refrain from answering
Then,
those
what
questions?
you answered was correct, that you have some vague idea, but you would not like to attempt it. So, I thought.
Depends on how certain, because you see, you can get caught also if
Yes,
you
sir.
answer completely. So sometimes it's better if you don't want further probing on that to say, I'm sorry, sir, I have not, I'm not aware of this or something like that. Then the questioner will move on to something else. But as I said, if you are reasonably sure of your answer, then do say so.
But
Can
basic
you put your
information.
hands together?
Sir.
Yeah, that's better.
Basic information in Vedic maths is actually so much topic in the air now
Yes,
that, and as even the PM is talking about it. So if you have done mathematics basics, you should know what is the difference and what could be the potential. That's it. Yeah.
Sir, one more thing, sir. Sir, earlier my hobby was following Bollywood box office collections. Sir, in my actual interview, one of the board members said that all of your hobbies are inclined towards money, box office collection, CFA, due diligence. So, sir, and he said that I don't want you to comment on this, but I'm just bringing it out. So that is why, sir, I changed it this time to performance to make it more.
Yeah. Although,
broad.
your answer was more pointing to you becoming a film critic in a newspaper and a magazine.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing interesting and out of the way except the ordinary. That is the analysis which is happening in all the film reviews.
Yes, sir.
And you are mostly talking about the box office, and that is the most obvious,
Yes, sir.
most foolproof way. Otherwise, oh, the film is good, although it did not do well on the box office. There are such situations also. All the art films leave an imprint in your mind, but they don't get you money.
Yes, sir.
So, an answer has to be a little more convincing than this.
Sir.
A little more creative. Okay.
So, sir, should I focus on the collections part, or, sir, the like other part, which is like screenplay, story, direction?
Yeah. Analyzing performance of Bollywood movies.
Yes, sir.
How are they doing? So, and then box collection is only one item then.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
If suppose it leads to social agitation, that's
Yes, sir.
also Bollywood performance.
Yes, sir.
Now, the Pathan controversy,
Yes,
it
sir.
can be asked,
Yes, sir.
right? And also the role of the possible question that they come, role of CBFC
Yes, sir.
and the legal power. And there was a case yesterday where the High Court of Kerala upset the decision taken by the chairman of the CBFC that his action of ordering a review was illegal. So once you are on this subject, there are 100 possibilities of asking questions. Sure.
Yeah, and maybe he could also analyze, if you want to be a little innovative, that was the success purely due to the good marketing tactics, strategy, or does it have real solid, weight in that film in terms of storyline, in terms of acting, in terms of music, etc. So you could do some sort of a innovative approach to it.
Also, the boycott of film which has become a trend. So all these are possible questions for sure, because and you are asking for them. You have given us the lead.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All the
Thank
best,
you.
Abhinav.
Thank you, sir.